Man, whew. I mean, it's hot. Like 96.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Hot. Fucking the heights. It's like the German version of a temperature scale. It's funky height. It's hot. So who do I run into? Downtown California. But Bo. Bo's a scrawny little feller. I bet my left foot probably weighs about as much as he does, especially when I'm leaning that way. So Bo's got some new marks on him today. Now, don't get me wrong. Bo wasn't much to look at before he met Mr. Ladder. um, well, it was hot today. Oh, Lord have mercy. And, well, it's hot out. Bo was working. He's painting on his porch. And he had the ladder leaned up against the side of the house. New vinyl siding on his house. Not for long. So Bo climbs up the ladder. He's painting around the top of the porch. At least he started at the top. And then he goes to painting the porch. Gets down off the ladder, painting the porch. Moves the ladder to the other side of the porch. Paints around the porch. And gets over underneath the ladder. And he hears this sound. He said it was like shh, thump, 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 thump. He said I looked up and that ladder was coming right at me. He said, but it didn't knock me out. I asked him, did you drop your beer? He said, no. I'd already set my beer down when I dropped the paintbrush. uh, he says, I didn't go all the way to the ground. I just went down on one knee. He says, them ladders are kind of heavy. he's got a line. It's kind of a dotted line, like the ladder didn't just hit him. It went ting, 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 ting. Oh, Bo knows. Bo knows baseball. Bo knows football. But I don't know much about ladders. Keeping him off of it. Like I said, Bo wasn't much to look at before he met Mr. Ladder. He kind of looks like Kid Rock after like he let himself go. I mean, I love the guy. I got to mess with him. So, Bo's got a one of those breathalyzer ignition things on his car. Someday, maybe I'll tell you that story. We didn't even know that Bo had a car because he ain't drove it in so long. Well, he hooked up with this girl out of Charlotte, this young lady, and So she was driving because Bo had been drinking. I mean, you may not know Bo, but I bet you know somebody like him. Some of you might be related to him or to somebody like him. So we didn't know Bo had a car. he comes roll, he comes rolling up to the pawn shop. And he tells the owner of the pawn shop, "Hey, is your door broke again?" He says, "I fixed this door." And we're like, "Man, that door's beat. I think maybe a new door." The owner's like, "Yeah, I need like a good steel door, the steel frame." I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, if you keep repairing that door, there's nothing but repairs left." He's like, "Oh yeah," he's like, "this frame, it'll pop right out. I can whip this right out with a circular saw." And I said, "Hey, Bo, you know them those transom windows they have like above doorways? Well, this one has a big air conditioner in it. And that little crossbar across the top there is all that's supporting that air conditioner. You take that frame out, you might want to have a little backup support for Mr. Air Conditioner. Or you might have another introduction like you had this morning with Mr. Ladder." The owner of the place, he's sitting down, he's shaking his head. He said, "Man, I can see it now. He's laying there, bleeding, air conditioner sitting on his face, going like," and people just walking in the store, getting what they want. "Need a hammer?" There's a hammer. Walking off with that hammer. There's Bo, blocking the doorway with his body. He says, "That won't be good for business. I think the pawn shop owner might hire a professional." I'm not saying Bo's not professional. But if you know Bo, you know I don't have to say much. So, they offered to give me a ride back up the hill. Why not? So, I got to mess with Bo. We get in, I get all situated in the back. Look like a gorilla stuffed into one of them Barbie Jeeps. Like, hey, yeah, up there on the right. He knows where I live. And so we're all comfortable. Said to Bo, you tell Bo you're thinking about something, then Bo gets to thinking about it. "Hey, Bo, I've been thinking. I need to find me a good, steady woman." Now, this lady driving has been with him about 10 days, 2 weeks maybe. He looks at me, he's all serious. He says, "Yeah, man, I know. I'm thinking I might need me a good, steady woman, too." And he realized what words had just come out of his mouth. She looked over at him. I thought she was going to wreck us right in to the sign pole out in front of the coffee place, the mudslingers, yeah. I thought he's going to give an open invitation for her to kill us all. If looks could kill, his head would have blowed up right inside that car. I'll tell you that. Worst part is it got her to thinking. Bo is goofy, but he ain't mean. This young lady, you could see the mean in her eyes. a good day. Let me tell you, the air conditioning in Bo's car is amazing. You can barely even smell the diesel fuel. All right then. Well, this has been story time with Uncle Goat. I'll bring you updates, whether you want to hear them or not. Look out for Bo. He's active, and now he's got wheels.